So guys, here in Chicago, school is about to start. Kids going back to grammar school, high school, and we've already had several Chicago public school students killed, really sad. And the majority of these seem to have been innocent neutrons. And that is not an uncommon thing for Chicago at all. One of these was a girl who was a student at Schurz High School, which is a high school you guys have seen a lot in my videos. It's right over there in Milwaukee by Edison. I've been there a million times in videos, man. You guys are going to see me. Hopefully I can get it uploaded for the footage walking around it in this video. But then there was another kid killed in Chatham, which we were just talking about on one of my previous videos recently, about how it's kind of a mixed neighborhood. Some parts are bad, some parts are pretty expensive. But even in the expensive parts of Chatham, there's still violence, man. So they were saying it was supposed to be an exciting end of the summer for two Chicago public school students. They said, in fact, one had his backpack ready in preparation to begin his high school career on Monday, but that won't happen after one teen was shot to death in a West Side park, and the other was gunned down right down the street from his South Side home. So the girl that went to Schurz was actually killed over on the West Side in Austin. I don't know if she lived over there or if she was just over there for some other reason, but Austin, as you guys know, is a very violent area. But then again, I was just about to say, like, stay on the north side, but the north side lately has been one of the most violent areas, especially like up in Uptown Rogers Park and by Schurz, I don't know. But they said, so the aunt of the 14-year-old boy that was killed in Chatham, so he said he was only 14. He didn't even make 16. He didn't do 18. He didn't go to college. He didn't even get to walk to school. So she described the moment that Rajon was found shot to death. She said, then when I see his shoes, I said, that's my nephew. I should have just kept him in the house. So he was a top student who loved to play basketball, and apparently he was like a straight A honors student. And she said, I taught him a lot of things, but I just couldn't teach him how to survive a gunshot, how to survive these streets. Like, we're not even street people, she said. All he wanted to do was go outside and play basketball and go to school. And who knows, it may have been mistaken identity or something, but police were then called to the home over in Chatham, and the family said he was supposed to start his freshman year at Hyde Park High School. His aunt said he was only 14. This is crazy. His book bag was packed for school. He was so excited to go to Hyde Park. So hours before the shooting, police said two other teenagers were shot in a park in North Austin. And North Austin, as far as the area of the city, guys, the neighborhood North Austin, is not as bad as South Austin. South Austin is the one that's kind of bad. North Austin has some parts that are kind of okay. If I'm looking for total safety, I would avoid Austin, period. But North Austin, if you got to be in Austin, North is better than South. And the girl who got killed over there, her name was Ashantice. She was 17, and her grandma said when I look back over her life, she was just starting her life. In that brief life, Ashantice volunteered with her grandmother in an anti-violence program, ironically, right at Greater St. John Bible Church, and was supposed to begin her senior year at Schurz High School on Monday. They said, so we're planning, all kinds of activities this year. She had a birthday coming up October 31st, and we had plans to go to Miami, according to her grandma. Plans for both teens' futures are now left shattered as their families call for change through their heartache and tears. So they said, so now his family, his 83-year-old grandmother, have to come outside and always remember him being on the ground dead. Like, please just stop, they said. Please just stop it. Shantice's friends and family gathered to remember the senior who aspired to be a dental hygienist. They said she was sweet. She wasn't made for these streets. I lost my baby to these streets, the same streets that I survived as a teenager. That's according to her mom. She said, life is a gift. It's not something that can be taken for granted. Her father said, you took my first, my heart, my love, my everything over what? CPS provided a statement saying, with great sadness, we are devastated to learn about the loss of these young people. The thoughts and condolences of the entire CPS family are with those impacted by these tragic deaths. So what happened? Who knows, man? She was shot in that park over in Austin. It's hard for me to imagine that she was the intended target. She was about to be a senior at a Northside High School. And I don't know if she lived over there or not. If you guys can see, I'm walking around Schurz in this video. There's been innocent people killed around here too. But in Austin, that really goes down a lot. So rest in peace to that young woman. And anybody who knows anything, please talk to police, man. If you don't speak up, you're partially responsible if that person kills somebody else. So another teen that got killed, and there were actually 4 teens that were shot total in the Chicago area over the weekend before the start of school. Apparently there was another 14-year-old who was killed in Calumet Heights. I don't know if that was actually the same one that they were saying was killed in Chatham, and they just maybe have gotten the location a little bit mixed up. But another student was killed in Glenview. And Glenview is a very nice suburb in the north, to the north of Chicago. Some people consider it the North Shore. Realtors sometimes listed as the North Shore, but it's really not. Glenview extends a little bit west, I think all the way out to Milwaukee Avenue, and there is some low-income housing in Glenview. There used to be a trailer park. I'm not sure if the trailer park is actually technically in Northbrook or in Glenview, but there is low-income housing in Glenview. And by the way, if you're looking to get out of the hood and move someplace that's very safe, I would check out Glenview because, like I said, there is a lot of low-income like apartment complexes, and that trailer park is still over there in Glenview. So Glenview, and if you get to move to Glenview, like if you're able to find a spot and you move over to Glenview, the high schools over there are some of the best high schools like in the state. So and there's no like gangbanging or anything like that going on over there. So I would definitely check that out if you can. But there's still personal stuff and stuff that sometimes goes down in Glenview, man. And this family, they said, was reeling in the pain after two brothers, Carlos Guzman, 19, and Jose Guzman, 16, were gunned down outside their apartment complex. Jose was set to start his junior year at Glenbrook South High School. And Glenbrook South, guys, Glenbrook South, Glenbrook North, New Trier, these are high schools are all like top. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get like a 30 on the ACT, like you're not even going to be like one of the top scorers in the school over there. Like kids over there are just killing it. Like you see the kids that graduate from that high school, they go on to be like doctors, lawyers, like all that type of stuff, man. The high schools over there, like ain't nobody messing around. You get like a 3.5 GPA, you're going to be like in the 50th percentile. You got kids over there that got like 4.5, 5.0, all A's in all honors classes. And there's like a lot of them, like not just a few. A lot of Asian immigrants, Russian immigrants, like people over there, they come over here to just get straight to business. So I highly recommend trying to get out there if you can. But anyways, no arrests have been made in any of the incidents as of late Sunday. So guys, this is a really sad story and a really crazy story. And the reason it's crazy is because this is coming from an area where you rarely, if ever, hear about stuff like this happening, because this suburb I'm going to talk about, Highland Park, is one of the most upscale, expensive areas in the entire Chicago metropolitan area. Like you need serious bread to live in Highland Park. And I don't know if they have any low-income apartments perhaps mixed in among the mansions that they have over there, but Highland Park is an expensive, plush area, man. So there was a murder that just happened over there, though, and this is really weird. So apparently the victim, before he was killed, was saying, "Do it, do it," right before he was fatally shot by another teenager. This is according to Lake County prosecutors. This was at a Tuesday bond hearing. So after hearing details of the shooting of the death of a kid named Omar Diaz, the judge ordered alleged killer, whose name is Esteban Sarmiento, and he's from Highland Park. They held him in lieu of $5 million bond in the alleged first-degree murder. So both victim and alleged shooter are 16 years old. Prosecutors did not discuss what prompted the shooting. Police said Monday that the youths had an ongoing dispute. So over what, I don't know, but Diaz is a resident of an area called Highwood, which I'm not sure too much about Highwood. He was shot at around 11:30 a.m. on Sunday on the sidewalk in the 2300 block of Green Bay Road in Highland Park by the assailant, who was dressed in all black and rode up to him on a bike. So the assistant state's attorney told the judge that Diaz was on a Snapchat call with a friend at the time of the shooting, and the friend heard Diaz call out, quote, "Do it," just before he was shot. So during the call, the friend told police Diaz reported seeing Sarmiento. So apparently, Sarmiento rode a bike past Diaz and then turned around and confronted him before shooting him twice. So according to the police, the assailant then pulled something up over his face and fled on foot. So Sarmiento was charged as an adult in the shooting, and he was taken into custody Monday after an investigation by the Highland Park police. And Highland Park, guys, if you want to get away with a crime, Highland Park is not the place to do it, because the police over there have nothing to do. Okay, there's like no crime over there. If you try to tag something in Highland Park, they're gonna roll on you like 10 deep. That place, you're not getting away with nothing over there, man, because they're gonna have everybody on it if it's something like a murder. So they said outstanding investigators and innovative technology are important to solving violent crime, according to the state's attorney. We're working with the family and express our ongoing support and condolences. This offender will be held responsible for his brutal execution. So Diaz was a student at Highland Park High School, one of the top high schools in the state. That's according to the school, as they confirmed on Monday. The Township High School District 113 superintendent sent an email Monday saying the scheduled metal detection system at the high school would be implemented earlier than expected, and police presence would be increased on campus out of an abundance of caution beginning on the first day of classes on Wednesday. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section, man. One of the richest areas of the state, of the entire state, and people getting murked over there over who knows what. He said, do it, before he got shot. That definitely is not something I recommend doing, where you're like challenging somebody to shoot you. You only got one life, man. You only got one life, and that door only opens one way. So you mess it up, or just some moment, something is going on at that very instant, and you can't take that decision back. You know what I'm saying? So rest in peace to this young man. Everybody, when you see a report, I'm out.